Okay, hi guys. So this is my presentation survival box. So this I have customized myself. So it's got my Princess Spark stuff on it, with my presentation survival kit, and it's got my little light bulb on it as well. So in here I have sticky notes, always handy to have. I have white tack, because blue tack marks really badly. So white tack doesn't mark as badly, so it's really good to have it in your box if you want to stick things on the walls. I have a memory stick with my presentation on it. So between now and Wednesday, if anything happens to my laptop, I've got it backed up so I can use someone else's. I have batteries. I have 4 AA's and I have 4 AA's. The AA's are for my presentation clicker, and the AA's are for my demonstration circuits kit. I have my presentation clicker, which also has a laser pointer on it, so you don't have to stand next to your computer all the time. And I can just go, look at this. Yeah, so that's my presentation clicker. Mints, just in case you forget to brush your teeth. No, mints I find are really helpful to keep me calm. So it's always good to have some nearby. I have painkillers, ibuprofen and paracetamol, because you never know when a headache's going to suddenly creep up on you. So it's always handy to have them nearby. I've got some stress relief. These are calms. Other products are available, but these help me to just chill a little bit. I take them usually before exams, but I also take them when I'm doing presentations or talking to people that I don't really know. I've also got vocal zones or cough sweets. These are vocal zones, like I just said. Other brands are available, but these really help me, especially if you're doing a presentation and you're talking a lot. So it helps to just keep your throat good. Sorry, dyslexic mind blank. I have tape, sellotape, and being an electrician, I've got insulation tape, just in case you need to stick anything together or need to stick something down. They're always handy to have. Tea bags. Okay, so I've got some peppermint tea bags, because I only drink peppermint tea. Not everywhere has herbal tea, so peppermint tea bags are always good if you don't drink normal tea. And I also have a water infuser bag, if you just fancy a cold drink and they don't tend to have squash. One of these is really good. This is strawberry and watermelon. I think I got these from B&M, so they're really nice. I have hair bubbles. Having long hair, it can get annoying in your face, so it's always handy to have hair bubbles, especially with me because I keep breaking my hair bubbles. So having 3 spares because I keep breaking them. I have Lipsil or chapstick, whichever one you want to call it. I suffer really badly from dry lips, especially if I'm talking a lot. So one of these in your pocket is always handy to have. I have noisy cart, sorry. Get them out of the box. Whiteboard markers. I have ordered a whiteboard eraser, so that's coming Monday. But for now, I have this little tiny one on the end of my little pen. But I've got my 4 coloured whiteboard markers, so these are for when I'm drawing out circuits and things like that. I have a pencil, nice rainbow one with a rubber on the end. And I have 2 pens. You never know whether one's going to work or not, so having multiples of them are really handy. And then finally in my box I have my notebook. Always handy to have a notebook about, especially if you've got people there who might want you to do a presentation for somewhere else, so you can take down their details in your notebook. Or if somebody mentions something that you could include in your presentation, you could write it down in there for future reference. So what I also have is my little file here, a little rainbow one. Now this has got things like my copies of my Sparks magazine interview. It's got in it copies of my blog, or blogs, so that people who don't have the internet can have a read of them. It has copies of my professional electrician article or interview. It's got copies of feedback forms. So with Wednesday being my first presentation, I just want a bit of feedback on what they liked, what they disliked, or what I could improve on. I was going to do that one. I've got copies of my presentation slides. And I have got copies of my presentation notes for the speaking. I have got my speaking notes in my notebook, but it's always good to have a copy of them typed out with the different slides. And also, I can't always read my own writing, the joys of being dyslexic there. So having them typed out is a lot easier, because then I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I've even spelt it really weirdly, so trying to work out what I'm on about is really hard. So that is my survival stuff. I also have little demonstration bits, so I've got different bits and pieces that people might not know. I'll know what it is because it's my job, I have to know what it is, but not everybody will know what a RCBO is. I bet half the people watching this don't know what an RCBO is. So yeah, so I've got bits and pieces like that in my in a bigger box, but that's not my survival box. This is my survival box. But it's always good to have examples with you, especially if you're talking about something new that people don't really understand. It's always good to have examples to show people what you're talking about. So I really hope that this has been good for you, especially for anyone who's got presentations coming up. I hope this has been helpful. Even if you don't have a box like mine, these you can get from Home Bargains, The Works, things like that. You can get these boxes from there. But if you don't have space for a box like this, you can always use like a little makeup bag, because you can get the fairly big ones, and put your bits and pieces in there. So you can always have it with you then. So I hope this has been helpful, and I will let you know how I get on Wednesday. Thanks, guys.